Hey there, my name is Justin Shields, and I'm one of the co-founders of VenturePOP Conference. Our 2016 conference will feature a variety of national level speakers tailor-made to help you grow your business. It's taking place September 17th and 18th in New Orleans. It's gonna be fun, I promise. In today's video interview, we're gonna chat with Liz Maute Cooke, founder of Lionheart Prints. This stationery company believes in a healthy dose of humor. Without further ado, let's dive right in. I'm so glad to be here with Liz Maute Cooke. She is one of the most incredible people that I know here in the city of New Orleans and beyond.
You're too sweet, Justin.
We're so happy to have you here on
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. So today we're going to go over a few different parts of your business, and then we're going to do a deep dive in 3 incredible tips for our VenturePOP audience.
Sounds good.
Thanks for being here.
Oh, he's so cute when he's blinking long.
So first question, give me the 1-minute spiel. Tell me about Lionheart Prints.
All right. Lionheart Prints is a line of hand-lettered greeting cards and gifts that are all hand-lettered. I think I mentioned that. I try to make things that are empowering or funny or sometimes a little bit of both. You know, I really believe that the best moments in life are ones that we create ourselves by being brave and, you know, counting on ourselves, but also like not taking yourself too seriously. So I try to keep it very real, but also like very encouraging because my life changed when I changed the messages that I started giving myself. Once I was telling myself positive things, then things like obstacles got out of the way and magic was able to happen.
I really think it's important for you to like spread good words. I completely agree with that philosophy. Do you?
You know, sometimes we insult ourselves and say things that like you wouldn't even say to a friend. And you got to remember, like I was coming to work and I realized, you idiot. I'm like, no. You would never say that about anybody else.
Yeah.
Just get it tomorrow. It's fine.
Treat
You're not
yourself.
an idiot. You're a human being.
Yes.
It's fine.
Actually, I have one of your cards here. I bought it for someone very special to me.
Cute. I
One of
wonder
my
who that's for.
It reads the votes are in, and it has a check mark with the
Is
U.
it for Hillary Clinton?
Of course. I'm her #1 fan. So you started as a 9-to-5 hustler, and you've transitioned into a full-time entrepreneur. How was that transition?
Well, it started before the 9 to 5.
Okay.
It started as I was a shop girl at a local stationery shop. I was their in-house designer and retail manager, and I loved the work. It was like the perfect mix of everything that I had been trained for. Like I was a freelance graphic designer, and I was also working retail, and it was like those things. Can you hear that? That's so loud. We have trucks going by. 2 things that I really enjoyed doing all in one, and so I was working as a shop girl in this wonderful, beautiful boutique, and I was hired in November. Little did I know that I was only hired on as holiday help to get this woman
Oh.
through the Christmas season, which I did very smoothly. Thank you very much. And January 13th, she let me know that she was not renewing her lease and she would be moving the business back to her house. And I did not have that full-time job that she had just given me and
Yeah.
I was counting on. So in that moment, I realized that like the only person that I could count on is myself. And if I'm gonna do it, if I'm gonna do big things, then I got to be the one to make the big moves. And so 3 days later, my Etsy shop was open, the Facebook page was started, and I had 6 really random Valentine's greetings.
Uh-huh.
To shop around to local stores, and I just like hit the pavement and brought cards around and tried to get picked up by local shops. And then 3 weeks later, I was offered a full-time job as a in-house designer for a consulting firm, which is awesome. But I was still very committed to making this other thing happen.
Yes.
And so I was just like, okay, well, yes to both. And so I worked on the lakefront 9 to 6, and I hustled on the side the whole time that I was there, which was a year and a half. And it was a nice security blanket to be able to
Hmm.
take those risks and know that like your income is going to stay the same whether a product fails or succeeds. So that was good. It's amazing how much you can get done on your lunch hour if you are an aggressive enough driver.
Right.
So the hustle was just really real for a while. And there got to be a tipping point where the work for Lionheart was taking over and
Hmm.
I wasn't being the best designer that they were paying me to be. And it was time to like separate those two things and go out on my own. And so that was May of 2014.
Okay.
So I've been solo over, what's that, 2 years now?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's incredible. Congratulations.
thanks. But it I had gotten to that point where like I got my training wheels off. Like I don't think
Yeah.
that I could have done it full time right from the get-go. There were
Yeah.
so many failures that I needed to learn from before that happened, and I'm still failing hard every day.
You and
Um,
me both.
it's okay. And to know that that's not the end, but just a lesson to be learned.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was a good transition, and you know the pressure was on. Like sometimes you just need that like swift kick in the ass to make it
Hmm.
happen, and um, I took that year and a half of that I was with the other company to really focus and figure out what Lionheart was going to be instead of trying to be everything to everyone. Really focus on. I wanted to be a wholesale brand. I wanted
Yes.
to be spreading joy on as many shelves as possible around the country. I wanted everyone to be able to access these cards to make somebody's day. And I figured that the best way to spread the most joy was through wholesale. So getting in lots of stores and getting in as many key accounts or large wholesale stores as possible. So that's really what I focused on for but I was still getting a lot of like custom requests, which was
Hmm.
awesome. I love doing custom like wedding invitations and other things, but in order to make the business grow, I needed to say no to those projects for a while and really
Yes.
focus. But I'm really happy to be able to take those on again because now we kind of got uh, we have we have more than one of me now, so we can do
There you
things.
go.
Yeah. So
That's
um,
incredible. Wait, so let's go back to the wholesale part of the business. I see a lot of individual shop owners and designers and smaller brands. And when they first start, most of them go direct to consumer.
mhm.
Why did you choose wholesale?
um, well, the volume, like
Yes.
I can get a better margin if I sell them directly to consumers, but just can't reach that many consumers.
Hmm.
I didn't have like a big following on social media. I didn't have any like um, traction with my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop, like 2013, I think I had like 10 sales all
Uh-huh.
year. Um, it, like it just wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And so it seemed smarter to go after the store. Well, and also I'd worked in retail, so I knew how the retail game worked.
Yes.
I knew that like how many they could move. I knew what sold. I knew what consumers were looking for. And the fact of the matter is, it's just a lot more accessible for people to go pick up a card from a store than it is to like pay $2 for shipping. Like that's a commitment right there. Anytime that somebody orders a card from us from like Europe, I'm like, thank you for paying $8 for to ship this $5 card. You must
Yes.
really like it. We thank you. I wouldn't bid, but thank you. So I just thought it was better in the long run to like the heart of it was I wanted to spread as much joy as possible. And the
Yes.
answer was just a clear equation of wholesale.
That's incredible. That's so smart. So
It's
smart.
just math, Justin.
Your hand lettering is so awesome. I
Thanks.
love the way you do letters. And it seems like you've really worked to invest in your craft. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I can. Well, I didn't know that lettering was a thing until I was like 8 months into line art.
Wait, I bet you had the coolest yearbook though in high school.
Wait, what?
I bet you had the coolest yearbook in high school.
I had really good notes that I passed to my girlfriend. My best friend was in town from Australia recently, and we went back through all of our like she had this box of old notes that we had passed each other, and I was like, yeah, there was like a little seedling there.
Yeah.
Like these don't suck. Like there's good calligraphic intuition. There's, good spacing and shadow decoration. Like it's not terrible. I'm not embarrassed by this. So,
Yes.
but also growing up in Oklahoma, I swear to God, like every girl had pretty handwriting. So I didn't realize that I was doing anything special.
Okay. Okay.
But Lionheart, started in January, and August I attended Stationery Academy, and it was then that I like realized that wholesale is what I really wanted to focus on
Mm-hmm.
and that hand lettering was my thing. I had no idea that it was a thing, and then the girls like took me by the shoulders and they're like, "Oh my God, this is your thing." I'm listening. And I was not very good. Um, for as many people paying attention to the lettering. So I knew I had to step up my game and fast, like hard.
Yeah.
I did not want to put out, I mean, I was a trained graphic designer. Like I have good taste in design and I knew my lettering was not where I wanted it to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I really focused and took a lot of workshops and learned from people who are great at their craft and like just practiced a lot. Those 10,000 hours I'm still, clocking in and out of.
Yes.
But, and at the end of the day, that's like the best, that's the only way to improve is just by doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and then doing that all again the next day.
There was one special trip you took to Rome, I think.
Yes, there was.
What prompted that?
So at Stationery Academy, I had just started following this designer in Australia named Mrs. Gemma O'Brien is her real name as a human. And she would do these really cool like air sickness bags. Every time she would get on a flight, she would letter a really funny pun about vomiting. And I just was like, what a cool challenge. Like she had a hashtag for it. And I was like, how can I give myself like a similar charge and challenge whenever I flew?
Yeah.
And I was getting ready for this conference. I was like, well, what if every time I get on a flight, I letter the name of this? And so I did one for the leg to Oklahoma, where I'm from, to go visit my mom and like doing this little notebook. And I just drew from the time that the tray table was allowed to be down until we got to the gate, and then I posted it from the gate. And then the next leg of the trip was to Dallas for the conference, and I did one for Dallas. And then I attended the conference, and it's only like a 2.5-day conference, and I was so embarrassed by the like hot mess of random ass cards that were in my Etsy shop. By the time we had one-on-ones and we were like supposed to show our work and like show where we need improvement, like I didn't want to show them my Etsy shop. So like I pulled it up for a second, and then I was like, but here's what I'm doing recently on Instagram.
Okay.
And that's when like, they looked at me like I was insane.
Yeah.
Said, this is your thing, please go do that. So the next day I flew home to New Orleans, and I drew one for New Orleans, and it was the first time that I ever posted anything that like really resonated with people, and it got like a ton of likes. It was the first time that had really happened, and Flirty Girl, a local t-shirt company here in town, licensed the artwork on the spot, and the royalties from that design allowed me to go study abroad in Rome with Louise Feely and Stephen Heller.
That's incredible.
Art typography in the birthplace of the modern alphabet.
Wow.
And it was just really funny and hilariously full circle that in the program of 15 people that Gemma O'Brien, this girl on Instagram who inspired me in the first place, was in the program with me, and we became buds and got to talk like, so funny story. You're kind of why I'm here. So thanks. And she's awesome. It was really fun to be able to like tell her the whole thing and not be weird about it.
So that's awesome in so many different ways. One, you invested in your talent, which I think is really hard for a lot of creative people. But two, you showed how you had to pivot with your designs. You started somewhere, which I think is always the hardest first step for a creative entrepreneur. Just to start, you started, and then you figured out how to adapt your designs to fit the market need, which I think is that really important second step that a lot of creatives kind of are afraid to do.
It's so important to kill your darlings.
Yes. Wait, say more. Kill your darlings.
Yeah. Those things that like, you like them, but they're not working. So and you got to start fresh. If it it's not working out, then like either revive it or make it better, but don't like be so committed to it just because it exists in the first place. You know what?
Yes.
Life is full of try hards and try agains. And so that's all you got to do is just try hard and try again
I
and
love it.
not be too invested in something just because it simply exists.
So, more than anyone I know personally, you always try new things. So, what are you most proud of in 2016?
Well, Justin, I am so excited that after 3 years of like building this company in my house and like working out of the little room in our home, that we've outgrown the space and we have a shop in Uptown New Orleans on Oak Street. So now we have a space to fill all of our wholesale orders and
Mm.
also a retail space where you can come and shop with us and look. It's right here
Oh my
and
God,
it's
it's gorgeous.
thanks. So I hope when everyone comes to visit for Venture Pop that they'll be able to come stop by the store and check it out in person. It's a really fun place to be in.
Yes.
And it's so nice not having to like move piles to make like a simple task happen. Sam was just hired in March.
That's a
And
huge deal.
it is a huge deal. And it was so awkward when she would like, you know, walk through the hallway of cats that like may or may not attack her. And then like we would both like be standing on top of each other near my desk or like, this order needs to be filled, but the box is over there, but you're standing in the alcove and only one of us can fit. Um, and then we moved into this space starting in April, and it was like such a breath of fresh air to be able to just breathe and like make things happen and have space to move. Like it is so nice to be able to meet with clients here.
Yes.
It's not a coffee shop where you have to like haul a bunch of samples or like show. Come to my house. Let's sit down. Let's chat. Let me give you a LaCroix. We're gonna have a great time. Let's make you the invitation seat of your dreams.
I love it. I love it. So I want to move into the next part of our segment. You're going to help our Venture Pop potential attendees with 3 tiny pieces of advice so that they can grow their creative businesses.
Okay. Don't be an asshole.
Ooh,
I think
that's a
is
good
number
one.
one. To yourself and others, but like especially in New Orleans, the creative entrepreneur community is really small, but also like the world is small. Be nice
Yes.
to everybody, and you know, nobody likes a poo poo head.
Yeah.
It's just be cool. Um, know that this takes a lot of work, and like I think egos can kill so many relationships that otherwise would have been beautiful things.
Yes.
And when you're open and you're kind, like you can do so much more joy spreading.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, like in order to have each other's backs, like you gotta be somebody who you want to have their back too. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope I said that right. But you know, any business success, like you can read any business book or whatever. I don't know. You can do all the economics you want. You can look at the numbers, but it's all comes down to relationships, and
Yes.
it's the relationship that you have with yourself and relationships that you have with other people that are going to allow you to succeed. Because at the end of the day, it takes a village and a lot of packing tape. I hear in the background, and we got to help each other out. We got to lift each other up, and I love collaborating with other artists.
I love that.
And I'm married to a really awesome man who saw this vision with me and did everything that he could to make sure that I kept my feet on the ground, put my head in the sky, and made it really possible for me to pursue this and keep a level head.
Yes.
And if I had gotten too big for my britches and been like, whatever, I don't need you, then I'd be like up shit creek without a paddle or a nice guy. He's my sounding board and he is my voice of reason, and he's also really funny. And I have to admit that so many of our best-selling phrases are totally Drew Cook.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Incredible tip number 2.
Oh God, oh, there's more. Know that inspiration exists everywhere, but it's just up to you to have the goggles on to see it. Like growing up in Oklahoma it's like a great place to grow up, but I felt barren by the inspiration. And I realized after moving to New Orleans, like this is a very inspiring place, don't get me wrong. Like we have all the beautiful botanicals and we have the music and the food and everyone's, joyous and loving and it's a great place to be a creative.
Uh-huh.
But it's not fair to think that it's just because of the place. You have to pay attention to what moves you. And it's often in the smallest moments that you can find great ideas.
I love
So
it.
yeah, I would say just like look out for the little bits of things that catch your eye, things that catch your heart, things that just won't leave your brain. I mean, they're there for a reason.
Yes.
Write them down, make them into reality,
Wait,
and
this is
quickly,
this is a
because
side question. What's your favorite card?
let's go to the card wall and take a look, shall we?
Okay.
Um, oh, I know. Okay, so here's our card wall.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Okay, I really like this thank you note. It says appreciate you. Because I would say that at like in conversation, but
Yeah.
the card that was like the right amount of like classy, but also like I don't know, just realness.
Yes.
Thank you note. So I like that one. I really like you put the hot in hot mess. It's a copper foil stamp. I thought it was going to be a birthday card. I was like, no, there's so many other hot messes in life, but I think this one's my favorite. You're a real weirdo, but you're my weirdo.
Aw, I love it.
Yeah, thanks.
Incredible tip number 3.
Just keep swimming.
Say more.
Well, I hope you all at this point have seen Finding Nemo or Finding Dory because these are very important.
I actually just saw Finding Dory, and it was not as good as Finding Nemo, but there were definitely two distinct moments where, like, the tears were right here. They, like,
Oh,
wanted to fall
oh,
out.
with the seashells? She sees the seashells? Because, like, that's when I like, just lost it. Um, they're so good. But just keep swimming. I mean, I just mean, like, don't let any failure get you down. Because, like, honestly, like, expect failure. And,
Yes.
I mean, do not let it break you because you have to be stronger than that. And you have to just think of it as ninja training.
Yeah.
Like when you forget to save a file in Illustrator and you're like,
Ooh.
oh, autosave is not a thing in this program, sorry. And you have to rebuild it all by scratch. You know what? You can either take that two ways. You can do it begrudgingly and hate the whole process of having to read to start from the very beginning, or you can say, I am going to remember this moment and I'm going to remember to save. And this is a learning this is a learning point for me to remember to save all the time. And
Yes.
also now I'm going to get better at each one of these like these steps in this project. And from that, I'll be a better designer and
Yes.
more responsible because I won't forget. So just seeing mistakes is not permanent end all be all mistakes, but opportunities to learn. And like you just got to keep going.
Mindset is so important. It feels like regardless of what you do, regardless of what type of entrepreneur you are, there are always going to be trials and tribulations. And like it literally, if you deal with it, that's how you're successful because the problems will always come.
Always be there. And to just like keep your compass strongly set on your true north, know
Yes.
where you want to go, know who you want to be, and go after it feverishly. Not let anything like take you off the path. And if you do, know that you can always get back on the path.
Yes.
Nothing's ever really the end until, I mean, yeah.
I
As long
love
as you're
it.
breathing, you have another chance.
I love it. Those were incredible.
Jesse, you're so sweet.
So to close out our incredible discussion that we've had today, um, This is just a really simple question. What's one thing that you're obsessing over right now?
I don't know how to screenshot the whole screen. Sorry, I wanted to take a cute picture of us.
Okay.
But what am I obsessing over? There, I did it. What am I obsessing over? Oh, yeah. So neon signs.
Yes.
I'm really excited because this month I start my first oil painting class. Like
Uh-huh.
I've never painted with oil. Well, I painted unsuccessfully with oils in college, like on a random friend's project. It was terrible. I shouldn't have been allowed to do that. But I'm going to like a 6-week class starting this summer, and I'm so excited about. I've been documenting all these cool like vintage signs,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have a series of cards in next May's release of like funny phrases that I've come up with, but painted in the style of cool old signage and
Ooh.
typography from the 50s and 60s. So
Yeah.
I'm super pumped about that, and just like um, becoming more versatile as an artist and learning about oil painting and like getting all the, acrylics, they dry so quickly, like you can't really mix those minute color changes that happen in shadows. So I'm so excited about like futzing with that and
Yeah.
just being a more a more better good artist and stuff.
You are already an incredible artist and a wonderful asset to the New Orleans community, but the creative entrepreneur community abroad. We are so happy to have you as a host for VenturePOP 2016.
I'm excited to be there. Oh my God, it's so fun. We're going to have a blast.
It's going to be so much fun.
I have to start planning my outfits like yesterday.
Me too. I'm getting a very special haircut for this year, so I need to get it together soon.
You're getting a what? You cut out for a second.
I'm getting a very special haircut for this year, so I've got to get it together soon.
Drew reported to me from your Snapchat story that you were talking about your hair and how it's a political statement.
It is.
Okay. Well, I really like it. How are you going to differ from the current hairstyle?
TBD.
All right.
Thank you so much, Liz.
Are you getting the
Maute
VenturePOP
Cooke.
logo cut into the sides of your head?
Maybe. That would be ridiculous.
Edge of my seat.
Only if you'll hand letter it for me.
I've never drawn with a eraser before, but hey, there's a time to learn anything. And your head is like perfect guinea pig. I'm just kidding. You should not let me trust. You should not trust me with that. Can't wait to see what your hair is going to be. Can't wait to see what outfits you wear. Can't wait to host Ben. Can't wait to meet everyone who's coming. This is the most fun city in the entire U.S. and probably the world, if we're being honest. So come on down to VenturePOP.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me. Love you, Justin.
All right. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye-bye. VenturePOP is a 2-day conference designed to gather creatives with the guts and grit to grow their business. The event takes place September 17th and 18th at the incredible New Orleans Jazz Market. Purchasing a ticket for VenturePOP is more than an excuse for a lively weekend in New Orleans. It's an investment in you and your business. Expect 2 days of dynamic programming with top-notch speakers and networking with creative entrepreneurs just like you. Our goal is to help you build a sustainable creative business that intersects with your purpose. You can purchase tickets online at VenturePOPconference.com. We're looking forward to seeing you.